It's not Bakamitai anymore. Whatever. Shoot. The ad is still playing, right? Okay. After this, we'll begin. But for now, I'll just keep talking. Just to fill the air, you know? How can I tell when an ad is over? Yeah, I've streamed before. This is so ridiculous. I'm so sorry. Hello. Also, by the way, when I type in !song and then stream chat says failed to get the current song, it's lying. I'm mainly just activating my like playing now feature on my Twitch, so that's what's happening. You know what? 6 minutes of starting soon stream is getting ridiculous. So. Oh, hi Destiny! Welcome! Welcome to the stream! Yippee! Yippee! Hi! Welcome to the stream and Happy New Year! Oh my god, first stream of the year and first stream in a while. So let's see, what have I been up to? Yeah, first of all, thank you if you watched the video that just came up on my channel like a couple. Has it been 2 days? Yeah, thank you for the support on my previous video. I super appreciate that. And I'm also very, very sorry that I have not streamed in so long. So I figured out what happened is that, if you were at my last stream, I'm so sorry for being so unbearable. So what happened is, I guess I must have been thinking about a lot of sad stuff. And then the social battery that I would use to hang out with people was being used up at school for like 5 days a week. So that at the end of the week when I was like, hey, time to stream, I'm already out of it and no longer have that happy energy left. So I've been taking a break from streams, mostly to do homework and do all this sort of stuff that I'll talk about later, I'm assuming, while I draw. And I've also been playing The Sims a whole lot, and I've also been recording videos to stock up, and I'll be able to upload soon, so. Yeah. So, what is this beeping sound I'm hearing? Nothing to be concerned about. So, as the title suggests, today we're gonna be drawing my Sims. Wow. Hi. We are drawing these two, Daisy and Kylie. They don't look like this anymore. In fact, they're fucking dead. But, so, you totally get that. Thank you. I appreciate that you get that. Turns out I'm a lot more of an introvert than I thought. But, so this is supposed to be for, kind of spoilers, I guess. This is supposed to be for the yellow episode of Playlist of Color Palettes. It's yellow. The next episode is yellow. And I am drawing my Sims. I'll explain eventually what this is about and what song I based this drawing off of. But I guess for now I can just sort of just say that like I just need to like clean up the coloring really, and I'm trying to muster up the motivation to do that because sometimes I look at a half-finished drawing and think, yes, this is how much I want it to be done. I don't want it to be any more done than this. But I was like, Nayaka, you can build this up a little bit more if you can, so... What is this face that I'm doing? But yeah. So... I don't know when this yellow episode's gonna come out. The next video, I know it's not gonna be the yellow episode of Playlist of Color Palettes. Thank you. The next video is gonna be something else because I do have some other speed paints just locked and loaded and recorded and ready to upload. Well, not ready to upload, but ready to edit rather. And but you know, I want to prepare, and I've been having this like idea to do like Sims fan art for the yellow episode for so long, so I'm just getting to it now. So the song that I chose for this episode is Don't Speak by No Doubt, but it's the Postmodern Jukebox and Haley Reinhart cover of it, because I feel like I really like Don't Speak, but I love the cover so much that I would listen to it on repeat, and I would feel the exact same pain that I feel the first time I listened to it, like all over again. It's just that good, you know? So, I guess I could talk about it now. I'll talk about it later in like the actual video, and you get to say that, Nayaka, you're reusing material, but that's not really true, isn't it? I'm not really reusing material per se. I'm merely like, what? Like, I'm sticking to my idea. That's what's happening. Oh, but yeah, I am doing happier now. I'll talk about the drawing later, I guess. I realize I'm jumping around topics too quickly, the way that I usually do. That's what to expect from this channel anyway. But yeah, I am doing better than I was when I was last time streaming. I'm glad I took that break, but I'm sorry that I just kind of without saying anything. Sometimes I just forget. I forget to say something. So I do. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so what have I been up to recently? So one of my finals for school was to hold an exhibition for our work that we've done in our class. Not a lot of people showed up. It was mostly people we invited. Only a couple people were like, oh, this is interesting, I want to see. We had like some middle schoolers show up. It was very cute. They left us a message and said, good luck big brothers and sisters, which I thought was really cute. And then it was a lot of preparation. All I did was really just make illustration assets, like not the promotional posters, but like the art that would be used for the promotional posters, and I designed the mascot, and I still call myself that mascot's mother. And then after that so that was at the very end of the year, like at the very latter half of the year. But it was a cool experience, honestly. Like seeing your art as a digital artist, seeing your art in real life on a wall is always so freaking surreal. And that style looks great. Wow. And then what happened after that is I celebrated my birthday. My birthday falls around December. Shout out! Oh my God! This year's a leap year, isn't it? Shout out to all the people who are born on a leap year. Wait, hang on. Today's a leap year, right? Is 2024 a leap year? Yes. This year's a leap year. Okay. Happy 6th birthday to all the February 29 babies. But what was I saying? Right. Which one is their ass? 1, 2, okay. Okay. But yeah, so I invited all my friends over here. Some of the friends that I met at the very beginning of the school year. So that was really nice. I really miss them. We don't hang out much. We don't get to because we're all in different like majors. But it was really nice to see them. I feel like I often feel as if I'm on the outskirts of a friend group, but sometimes it's nice to be reminded that like even if so, like they don't love you any less, if that makes sense. So that's nice. We played Uno a lot because that's the only game that I have at this house. I'm not a gamer besides The Sims and Among Us. I don't really play Among Us anymore anyway. Either way, I'm not that much of a gamer. So we don't really... Yeah. I guess like growing up with not a lot of friends, you kind of just like don't have things for guests ever. But we did get Uno, and that's the only thing that I have. But that's okay. I think I only realized this recently because like a neighbor of mine just has so much stuff to play with all the time because they just love having guests over at their house. My household is the opposite, but we are fine, you know? I don't know, I just find things like little details like that, like world building details, fascinating. Oh, right. Did I never ever talk about... Oh, and then before I get off too much off topic, I was gonna say that I also spent New Year's with my friends, and then we had a cute little sleepover, and it was very, very nice. I've never had a sleepover before, not with anybody that are not like my cousins. We all fell asleep on the same bed, sardine style. It was adorable. Okay. It was very sweaty. It's gotten very hot where I live. But it's not really surprising because we literally live on the fucking equator. What else? Oh, and like, the sky is so big where I live, you know? And like, you get to see like so much of the sky from like my little balcony. And it was so like, I'm being dramatic, but like it was so magical. It was magical, and like I've never really appreciated fireworks that much, or I would, but I don't really think about them, and like because I'm not really someone who appreciates nature. I'm not really someone who goes outside and be like, wow, really cool. I'm like somewhere, I'm like, okay, now I need to go home and draw. That's literally how my brain has been programmed to do. But watching the fireworks with my friends that one time, it was really like cool because like what I really was doing was watching them watching the fireworks. And like I really liked seeing the way that like the lights would reflect off their hair, and like the way that some of them were afraid of the noise. I'm not saying that I love watching them be afraid of the noise. I'm just saying that like when you love someone, you're just really like fascinated by every single one of their behaviors. Or at least that's me. I'm fascinated by people. People fascinate me. And like some of my neighbors bought really big fireworks, and they would like just fire them off bullet style into the sky, and it exploded like crazy. There's like it got so competitive between my neighbors so quickly, and all we had to do was watch. We're not a fireworks household. But we love watching them. It was really pretty. And then when we woke up, they woke up very well into the noon, and the breakfast got cold. It's also like watching people sleep. I have no comment about that. That's just like a statement. That's just like a sentence, an experience. What was I gonna say? Right. After we woke up, we had breakfast and then watched Gobelin's watched Gobelin's animations until they had to go home. Okay, hand. But what else have I been up to? Oh right, let me explain The Sims. So you probably know who this is. This is Daisy and Kylie. They're my favorite Sims couple, even though they're like unstable and actively depleting with every moment that I play with them. Like, I got so attached to these girls. I'm saying boys neutrally, I don't know. But like, so something I keep forgetting is that like Daisy's literally like my first sim ever. Wait, hold on. Which one should I explain first? The song that I chose, or why I'm drawing the Sims? I already finished the script for this video, even though I'm not done with the drawing yet. Because, girl, I have so many thoughts, okay? I have thoughts. The original script for this video was like 45 minutes long because I needed to ramble about my Sims to somebody, just anybody, you know what I mean? But I eventually figured out how to shorten it down just to its like basic core messages, because like sometimes when you sometimes like I've been rambling in like Google Docs for years and eons. Oh my god, a Spotify ad. I've been like rambling into Google Docs like as if it's the void, as if it's my diary for eons, and like when I started playing The Sims, I would just like write about my Sims, right? so that when I was like, oh, I should do a video about The Sims, like I just went off and forgot about what I needed to talk about, and instead just ended the video on a cliffhanger. Hi, Lovesick! You were streaming earlier, weren't you? Welcome. Yay! But yeah, I'm talking about The Sims right now. So, but then, what was I saying? Right, cause wait, hang on. I lost track of my train of thought because I'm looking at these hands. What was I saying? 1 second. Oh, right. But eventually, okay, so the song that I chose for this episode of Playlist of Color Palettes is Don't Speak by No Doubt, which something I really like about it is that it apparently used to be a love song dedicated to Gwen Stefani's boyfriend. No Doubt, by the way, is Gwen Stefani's old band. I'm pretty sure that's common knowledge, but I'm just gonna bring it up anyway in case you weren't aware. This song's too loud. Okay. But like it was, it used to be a love song, but then like when the boyfriend inevitably breaks up with Gwen Stefani, they changed the lyrics to a breakup song. And something that I really like about the new lyrics is that like it's so painful. Like I love breakup songs. I think breakup songs are like the best. No, shoot! I forgot to screen record. This is for a video. Great work on the new color video. Thank you. I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone with this one by like, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot to hit screen record that entire time. Oh well, that's fine. It's not like they're gonna notice. Not like they're gonna notice like an entire chunk of time is missing from a speed paint. Like, who are these people watching my videos? The Flash? No. But yeah, I'm glad you like that new color video because like it's short, but I did have a lot of fun making it. I'm sorry that the audio was still echoing that one. This one is better, right? It's not echoing as much. My mom fixed it by merely pressing random buttons and being like, oh, is it this? And then she found it. She found the problem. She found the main cause of the issue, and it was this button I've never touched. There was a button there that I wasn't aware of this entire time, and that was what was causing the echo. But yeah, where was I? Right. So the song is this cool with you? Yeah. Okay. Turn it up, girl. I shouldn't be turn it up too much though, not too ballsy. Oh, but yeah, Don't Speak. Don't Speak is... I really like that song because it's like... It's not just a breakup song where she's like mad at the ex. It's more like a breakup song where she's like missing or like reminiscing or like trying very, very hard to think of this now ex fondly and like trying to avoid hearing him out, basically. And at first, I picked that song and then my Sims as a subject for the drawing because I was like, oh, this is so fitting because like Kylie cheated in the middle of their relationship and it was like a really big like moment for Daisy. But then after thinking about it, after drawing this piece, I was like, the song is about me. Actually, the song is about me and how I play The Sims because like for so long I would always like turn back time in the game. I would always like anytime my Sims got like even just a little bit old, I would simply cheat time away. You know what I mean? And I know that's just like an option in the game that you can turn off and on, but like I would genuinely just like, oh, no, Daisy's like getting wrinkles under her eyes. Time to undo her birthday, and like I deadass I just cheat her age out. And like I would just keep doing this until I was quotes ready to see her get old. And like a lot of the lyrics in the song of Don't Speak is like, don't speak, I know just what you're saying, don't please, and it's like, there's that one line was like, it looks as though you're letting go, and if it's real, then I don't want to know. And I'm like, that's literally how I play this game. I didn't think of myself, I didn't think that I would get so attached to Daisy and Kylie, but like after several months of playing as this couple and then eventually like their children, I just couldn't let them go. I couldn't let go of this like perfect thing that I had. And then when Kylie cheated, I was like, it kind of stung to me. I was like, I can't cheat this away, you know, like I can, but it's hard. But like I can't fix this easily. And like that was sort of when I realized that like even though these characters are in a video game that is mine, they still have their own sort of autonomy and they still can make their own mistakes and choices, and I have no control over what they do, and that like made me so upset. But then like eventually I let Daisy and Kylie get old, and now they're dead, and I miss them so much. Those two actually lived for so long, like even in their old age, like they were just stuck at like 300 days lived, like for so long. I don't know why. And then they like carried them into a new save file so that I could just start over fresh, because like the old save file, like I was getting bored of my current save file, but I didn't want to let go of these two characters, so I kind of carried them over, right? And what was I saying? I need to change the brush. It's still recording, isn't it? Okay, cool. And like, you know, me and my sister have been playing The Sims together a lot more recently. So the day that these two died, like we were playing with the other Sims, and the last time, that's existential as hell. It is, girl. Like playing The Sims can be so incredibly existential. Like you're literally God, you know? I should make music about that, shouldn't I? Like what it's like to kind of be God and like watch your people die and make terrible choices, and you're like, no, why would you? But you know deep down you can't help them, because all you are is a creator. You're not really their mind. You gave them, you were the one, like my brother in Christ, you were the one who gave them autonomy. Why are you mad they're making choices? But yeah, I like The Sims for that reason. Hello. What was I saying? Right. Oh, but yeah, the last time I saw Daisy alive, she was running around like a crazy person because she's afraid of the dark. So like any hour past 4 p.m. just scares the hell out of her for no reason. She's just like, so she literally died afraid of the dark. And that made me really sad too. It made me so upset that I wrote a song about it. Like, I need to cope with this. Like, I lost my two favorite things, and then Kylie's actually like way younger than Daisy. I just kind of matched up their ages, like in the game, so that they would like not die too far from each other. But I didn't think they would die this close to each other. Like it was literally just like within minutes. I was like, oh, Kylie's still there. Good. And then I left, and then it came back, and they were gone. And I was like, shoot. Oh, I really thought I had more time with you, but no. What is this red line? What is this red pixel that I can't get rid of? Oh, is it the text? What is it? Whatever. I'll leave it alone. This is not even like correct anatomy, I don't think. I'll fix it. And like, on one hand, you know, the way that I wrote this in the script, the way that I wrote this in the script is a lot more dramatic because, you know, content. But the way that I play The Sims is simultaneously both like allowing myself to experience this controlled chaos, but also like feeling such a desperate need to control what I can't control. Like like I forget that even though this is a game, like this, and it's just like fictional people, I still don't really have that much control to it because I'm not the one who made this world. Maxis did. Maxis and EA. Like, what are you gonna do? Tell EA to stop? No, I can't. I'm just a consumer. This is Ice Cream by Blackpink piano style. Nice. But yeah, so the theme of this kind of illustration is how at the beginning I was drawing this because I was thinking like, at the beginning of me drawing this, I was like, oh yeah, this is just about Daisy and Kylie's relationship. But then eventually I just kind of like summarized their life in like a couple frames. EA, you better stop right now. It's very yellow, isn't it? I guess that's the point. This is supposed to be, yeah, so like the theme of this is like how, oh god, am I just spoiling the whole video at this point? So like the thing over here is supposed to be a snow globe. I'll draw that better sometime. And like, so part of this drawing is like inspired by like a snow globe that I had when I was a child. And I remember that like, okay, so it's just like a thing that I said that I will say in the video. It's like, because I haven't recorded it yet. I've only finished the script like last night. But something I'm gonna say is that like snow globes represent like this memory that you're gonna hold and have physically in your house, like for as long as you can, right? And then you just like have to shake the little thing and you're like, oh, look at that, the snow's falling, even though it's like in the middle of summer. But I had this snow globe that was like, it had like a little couple inside, like a young couple, sort of in like the Precious Moments art style. And I remember that like it had, when you like wind it up, like it would spin around and it would play this like music box rendition of Memory from the Cats musical. And I don't know, music is just really sad to me in general. It's so nostalgic for like, it gives you like this nostalgia for a memory you never had, you know what I mean? And like in sort of a poetic way, one day while I was like listening to Memory on this or like right before I could listen to Memory, the music box shattered. Like I dropped it and it shattered all over the floor. And like the couple, the little miniature couple sitting inside got decapitated. Cats was not what I was thinking for music box and Memory. It was like, that sounds like Memory all alone in the moonlight. It's that song. It's literally that song. But yeah, so like the little miniature couple on the inside of the snow globe got decapitated. The glass that surrounded them shattered, and then what happened? What was I gonna say? Shoot, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought actively. Oh yeah, but then like, and like the little like kind of goop, you know, the glittery goop that goes on the inside of every snow globe, it got all over the floor. It was gross and disgusting, and my parents were like, step back, let me clean this up for you, because I was like 6 or whatever. I don't remember how old I was, but I was very young. So yeah, they like cleaned that up, they threw everything away, but the only thing that survived from that music box, from that snow globe, was the music box. So, but like the mechanism that, I'm relieved to know that was quick and painless for them. But yeah, so like, all that survived was the music box part, but the mechanism that allowed the music box to like play the song is not really working anymore because, you know, it broke. Oh my god! You're literally interrupting my story. Ugh. Hang on. I got this. Ban. 0 bans. Time to ban. Yay! ah 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 ah. I learned how to band. Isn't that dope? Anyways, but yeah, so you know how like music boxes, they're just like these little cylinders with like I guess the way that my brain processes it is that it's like little nodes that like represent like little notes on the song. So this is like kind of like braille sheet music in a way, right? And then over here is like the comb, and each comb is kind of like a piano key, kind of like a kalimba. So it's like, so it would spin and it would play the song according to like the little nodes on the little cylinder would hit the comb and it would play the song, right? But I remember at one point the music box couldn't really spin anymore, so I had to use my like longer fingernails to like manually play the song with my fingers, and it was really painful, but like I really liked hearing the song, so I would just keep doing that. And like we kept that like butt of the snow globe for so long for no reason, because it just, I don't know, like, and like, so like, because I just remember that being like so, I just have such like a memory of that now, just like I just have that like remains of memory, the song now in my memory, and I don't really know where the music box went, but you know. Anyway, so I based this drawing off of that music box, the little couple that got decapitated, and like how quickly it ended, and how like I used to have this thing that was like my favorite little toy, and like it's gone now, and that's sort of how I felt about Daisy and Kylie and like the Sims. Except I was so indecisive about how I wanted to go about this drawing. Part of me, like with the song that I based this drawing off of, I always wanted it to be, the song, if you never like listen to it, like the cover of it, it's like, it's very waltzy, and it's very like, it kind of reminds, there's this like beautiful, like gorgeous, like instrumental break that goes toward the end of the song that's giving like the final moments before like Cinderella's entire outfit, like her drip just like fades out of existence. It goes like it's like so pretty, and like I could like every time I listen to that part of the song, like I could just see like how that scene plays out, and how all these like happy things are like just fading away, and it just makes me so like, oh, I must draw that, but I didn't know how to draw that because like it's so boring to draw, like, so that's like, so this was actually like so the original idea for the drawing was just this, because just the shattering of this like sort of like pretty ballroom. I built this in The Sims. I plan on tracing over it later. This little room that I put in the snow globe. So that was the original idea. But then I sort of added all these other but I was like, this is not Daisy and Kylie. Like these two standing there, that's not Daisy and Kylie. These two were so much more chaotic than that. So I kind of just like drew a lot of poses. I guess I could show you what the original looks like. Hang on. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, so part of it's like broken now because I like did a lot of modification, but the way that I did it is that like I went from here, and then I wanted it to end with Daisy falling to like the void because she died in the game. So I did this like little like animation of them like rolling out of the snow globe, dancing around, and then like falling. You know, like that was sort of my plan. I don't know if you can see clearly what this like movement is supposed to be, but there was like a lot of frames there. Because like I don't know, because I knew I wanted to do something like this where it's sort of like a bunch of layered movements, but I didn't really know like which movements I wanted to like include. So I animated the whole thing and then boiled it down to just like the most like readable poses. And this is sort of what I have now. Oh, I like this coloring style. I wish it wasn't so detailed. Like I think I'm torn now. Do I want it to be choppy like this? I like the choppiness of it. I did this like this, like very small, and just like I'm like, I think I'm gonna put white. But like, I don't know. Like, I kind of love the way this looks. Should I do it like that? I'm not sure. We'll figure it out as we go. I guess like after polishing it, I'm gonna like yuck it up again. Because I don't want it to look unfinished. I want it to look finished. The way that they are. But what else? I was gonna say something more. I forgot. But yeah, I remember that not Kylie, Daisy. I made Daisy like... Daisy and Kylie really were like my first couple of Sims, I think. Daisy is definitely my like second Sim ever. I made her after... You know, like when you start playing The Sims for the first time, the first thing you try to make is yourself, right? So the first thing I made in The Sims was me and then Daisy. Like, after I was like bored with playing as myself and my sister at the same time, because we made like, the person we made was a combination of the both of us, and she looked like the both of us. So like after that I was like, oh, I want to play as like a different person, and that person was Daisy. And so it was Daisy, her half brother Devon, and Devon's girlfriend Jessica. I didn't play with Daisy as much at first because like she was the sole breadwinner of that house. Sorry, hang on, let me get some tissue. And I swore that I wanted to get the two other Sims jobs, but like Daisy was earning so much money that like I simply didn't have to. So she was like the only one providing for them, but like every time she comes home, like something would happen. Like Devon would get pregnant, like and then they would get pregnant again with another child, and then Daisy was and then because like Daisy was Devon's bigger sister, I was like, you know, you should help out with the kids. But then like what I didn't realize is that this kind of told the bigger story of her life. Like, because like part of the fun with playing Sims is that you get to fill in the blanks of like things happen in the game, and then you figure it out, like, why is this happening, you know? The game itself is just random as hell. It's just things happen because it's funny, and like they put it in the code. They do this because we do that. Great work on this piece as well, thank you. But yeah, things just happen in that game, and you gotta fill in the blanks yourself. And like what blanks I filled out was that like Daisy just was always the bigger person. No matter how old she was always the bigger person. She's always like taking care of people. She felt this responsibility for other people's lives. So she just like oh no like she would come home like smelly and dirty, but she would at like 2 a.m. but she would still take care of that, like of the crying baby in the cot, because she just felt the responsibility for this baby, even though she didn't really like the child. She felt jealous of the fact that like her brother had like a happier life. Like in the game, she genuinely did feel that jealous about it. I'm giving you Daisy's obituary right now, but like yeah. But then like after that, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should find Daisy a partner. So I kind of just like went around, and she didn't really have much success with that because everyone in the town was like either much older or much younger than her, because Daisy was like my first Sim. So she didn't really like have peers really. And then like some time passes. I don't remember when I made Kylie, but I remember I made Kylie because I wanted to know if I could make like a trans Sim that was, because like again, like this was like the first time I've played the game. I did not know you actually could make trans Sims, and I was like, oh, you can, and it made me so happy. And Kylie was like my like test person that I ended up playing with a lot more than I thought I would. Hey, can I get some FFS the Aki way? That's literally what I did with Kylie. I just like took like the masculine frame and then like just kind of like tried to make it look more feminine, I guess. I don't know. I just got really attached to that character that I made, that I just like, that I just kind of like kept playing with them rather. I do love that they have those options. They do now. You can even make like neopronouns, like your own. You can like make your own pronouns in the game. I've never seen them be used though, because I've never like made like a neopronoun sim before. Maybe I should try that. I have a couple that I can try that feature on. But hang on, let me close the door. But yeah, and then Daisy met Kylie at like a party that I threw as Kylie. And then I don't know what it is that I saw in those two, but I was like, these two would make a good couple, I thought. I don't know why. They don't actually have that much in common. Like, Daisy's smart, number one. And Kylie's one of those people I think are like smart but stupid. Or like smart but they like pretend to be stupid. Or like smart but they are so insecure that they simply don't see that they are smart. What was I gonna say? Right. But yeah, like, oh, that doesn't look good. But yeah, so like they hung out, they hit it off pretty quickly. Daisy has a tendency, like in the code, she has a tendency to be very avoidant, I realized. Like, I didn't think about this until like now, but like she tried to run away so many times from Kylie, despite the fact that she's actually like really into her. Like, Kylie uses she, they, but I can't make them use two pronouns at the same time in the game, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. I get that the code would be broken if I tried to say like, hey, they use like every pronoun and you're like, what? But that would make things confusing in the game. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Right. Right. And then like they woohooed like once, I think. Or was it twice in that entire night? I can't remember. Whatever it is, next day, Neighborhood Story says, congrats, you have a baby. And I was like, uh-oh. So, what man, shout out to pronouns. Shout out to pronouns, for real. But we all have them. Some of us don't, but who needs them? We all have them. They're just like us. But yeah, anyways. Right, we have the baby now. That baby, I named it Macy. And like for a while, I didn't really like the fact that Kylie had a child, because like in my mind, Kylie is just like sleazeball who's like fuck bitches, get money. Like, I can't imagine that person like having a child. But then, and like I seriously considered just deleting their children out of existence. But then I was like, I can't do it. Like, I just like the kids too much to do that. So W for pronouns, real life. I'll draw a giant W in honor of pronouns. Whee! Big W. Hooray! But yeah, I've been shading this one for too long. It's time we move on. But yeah, this one is supposed to represent their like first meeting. The way that they sort of, the snow globe is supposed to be like them as like a conventional couple, but like, uh-oh, the illusion breaks. They actually stumbled into like a relationship. Like, they did. Oh, hello? Oh, it's still animated. Like, the timeline just played just now. I don't know if you can tell. Like, it was an animated, that was an animation, and it was trying to animate what I'm doing. Wow. But yeah, no, stop it! Stop! No! Wait. Stop. No, god damn it. Wait, is it still recording? It's still recording, good. Once, okay, cool. And then I'm gonna delete all the other frames because it's so inconvenient. Cool, nice. But what I was saying was, so they woohooed like once, Daisy got pregnant, we're raising a child now. And it was like, I remember that Daisy having this child was like such a turning point for the way that I was playing the game, because like suddenly all these households had to sort of separate. Suddenly like everyone I know in the everyone that I made in the game, and like the stories that I had made up for them in my head were like no longer their stories anymore, because like your parents, you know, like your entire life just changed over this one failed pull-out attempt. I feel really mean calling Macy a failed pull-out attempt, but it's true. And then, right, so like I moved Kylie out of their like initial lot. I separated them from their roommates, because Kylie was supposed to be like the wacky roommate sort of character, but I was like, no, you're like a dad now, so like congrats, you know, you are the father. And then Kylie had to separate from her, no, not Kylie, Daisy had to separate from her initial household and leave her little brother alone with his kids, and that was really sad too. I remember, like, if you look up my Sims ID on like the library, I don't know if any of y'all play The Sims, but if you look at the library and try to look for me, you'll see that like on the day that Kylie and Daisy moved out, I uploaded their old rooms to the library and then captioned it something really sad, like what did I caption it? It was something like beautiful Western style room or something like that. It used to belong to Kylie, but I want you to have it now. I think that's what I said. I said something like that. I was really emotional, okay? I needed to cope somehow. And I don't know why I get this emotional about my own Sims, but that's me, okay? I don't like change, okay? And like the fact that even a little video game can change like really tugged at my chords, alright? But yeah, so I got very attached to these little buggos, these little gay people in my computer. But then after that, like, I got attached to the kids, and every time I would get attached to something in the game, I would always be so not ready to let it go, because like then Donnie is my other kid. We had two kids. One of them Kylie adopted because of like a randomized algorithm that decided, you know what, you're ready for a child, and I was like, no, you're not ready for a child, but I kept it. But I kept that child and named it Donnie. So yeah, her. So yeah, but like Donnie was like getting old. Macy was getting old. I was just like, I wasn't ready to see any of it. So like anytime something like that, like a birthday would come around, I would immediately change the auto age option in the game, and I'm like, no, you're not allowed to age. You are supposed to stay little forever, you know? So like, and then like, but then like, and then I don't really know what it was that made me, but then I started writing the script for this video, right? Because I was like, oh, you know what, this would make a pretty good video. So I wrote like everything that happened in the game down, and it took like 45 minutes. Like, did you know you can count, like you can predict like how long it would take to read a script by just like how many words there are per minute? So yeah, I was like, that minute, the original script was 45 minutes long, and I was like, oof. But I wrote that script like before Kylie and Daisy died, and I think I wrote it before Macy was even an adult. So like, I wrote all that, but then I almost like stopped playing the game just to like keep everything that I wrote in the script canon. But then I kept playing the game, and then suddenly I just got excited to see the kids grow up. I got excited to see Kylie and Daisy grow old. I'm still not ready to see them die, but I was, you know, a little bit more ready than I was before, because I was like, they lived a good life, surely, you know. It was kind of cute too that like, I feel like they got closer as they got older, because like as the kids moved out, they actually get to spend time alone for the first time in forever, because like can you imagine like getting pregnant on the first date? Like, I'm not saying can you imagine as if that doesn't happen in real life, but like that was what happened with Daisy. So she never really saw Kylie as Kylie. She always saw them as like, oh yeah, you are like the reason why I have children. So so yeah, like their relationship was very tumultuous, and I remember that whenever I played as them, you know how like some Sims, like romantically involved Sims, their little like pink bar and their green bar would like actively rise the more that they are together, and like some Sims in a couple would like without you telling them to, would like kiss their boyfriend or be like, hey, good morning, I'm so happy to see you. But like with Daisy and Kylie, they just fought. Like they would just fight. When I'm not touching them, they're like, you look ugly. You are ugly. Go to hell. You know, like I would always have to go back and fix their relationship, like, because it would just actively deteriorate before my eyes. And you know, like, technically with The Sims, you're allowed to talk about anything, but like the first options that pop up are like what I assume to be like the first thing that comes to that Sim's mind. And like every time Kylie would talk to Daisy, the first option would be apologize, smooth apology, try to cheer up, apologize. Like they were not doing well. And then I kind of stopped playing with them for a little bit. And then eventually they kind of like got back together, and somehow when I wasn't looking. And that was sort of after Donnie, their child, got married to an old ass man. And they moved into this like big ass house that looks so ugly, but I built it and it's mine. But yeah, with this new, look at me spending an entire hour talking about nothing but The Sims. What else is new? I'm thinking about doing like, I think what pains me, I say this a lot, don't I? What pains me is that like I'm the only person in the Daisy and Kylie fandom. I know my friends are, like my closest friends are like somewhat involved in the Daisy and Kylie fandom because their closest friend is there and would not stop talking about these stupid little blorbos. But I think one day I want to do like comics, like simple little. Have y'all ever seen Space Crumble? Space Crumble on Instagram. Girl, you're getting me so attached to Sims I haven't even met yet. Good. That's my goal. And I don't think you'll ever meet these Sims. You'll only hear about them through word of mouth. And like, you know what I bet? If I were to like put up my Sims like in the library as like a household that you can download and like play with yourself, you wouldn't have the same story of their life as I had with Daisy and Kylie. And that's what's so beautiful about this game. Like that, like alternate universes exist, kind of, you know? Isn't that insane? Anyway, but yeah, like I kind of want to do more fan art of these two someday. I think that would be fun, even though they're gone now. Especially now that they're gone, I like think about them more often in retrospect, which makes it really fun too. Because I guess for the first time, I get to experience these characters as something that I'm watching rather than something that I'm actively make happen. You know what I mean? Where are her arms? This just occurred to me. What are we looking at? Wait, hang on. I don't think I knew what I was coloring when I I did not know what I was coloring. I thought this was her shoulders, man. God damn it. Wait, let me fix that. That just occurred to me. I don't know what I'm doing. Apparently dreams, like when you recall your dreams, that's not really what happened in your dream. That's like what you're recounting right now. That's your dream. Have you ever heard of that? That like you don't actually like think in your dream. You're like, I don't know if that's true. But I'm just bringing this up because that's kind of how I experience The Sims now, because I'm not really playing as Daisy and Kylie anymore. I'm just kind of just like remembering them, and then like the more I remember them, the more I sort of add to their story. So that's fun. I like writing little stories. Have you seen my YouTube channel? It's full of absolute nonsense. What is this? Am I doing this right? What is this? What am I drawing? No, dead ass. Like, what is this? Oh, they're kissing! That took me so long to figure out. Like, you ever just look at your own sketch and you're like, what is that? Like, what am I looking at? Like, it's dead ass. So that's her hand. This is her hand. They're holding each other's faces. Oh god. Okay. So this is, but like, I'm leaving that. I'm leaving that. Should I leave? No. Spotify ad. This is such a well rendered sigh. Can I just say that? Like, I don't like that this is so rendered now. So I kind of liked that like quick and like it's gonna go away look that I had. What if I just left this alone for now? And like, I'm thinking like, fine, I'll fix the hand. So like, no, where is her ass? Like, where is it? Like, what am I looking at? So head, shoulders, that's body. So okay, so that's where Kylie's body ends. Okay, cool. Head, body. I'm leaving that alone. That's it. I cannot. I have 145 layers. Yeah, what about it? Oh! That's what about it. Okay. I think I'll shade this one on the bottom first. Because, like, it's kind of beautiful, but I want to see what it looks like when it's more rendered. Also, I need to piss. I'll be back. Where is my pee break? Piss break 1.
Hey ladies, have you ever been in love? Have you ever felt like even though you knew it was going to end as soon as it began, still it was just so hard to let go? I know that feeling.
Hush now, no, there's no need to cry. Wipe your ass and wipe your eyes. You're not a baby anymore, huh? So go, best girl, go. Sad girl, it's time to face your fears. You know I do not belong here.
You didn't get handsome, huh?
So go, best girl, go. You know they say when you love something, you let it go. So if it hurts to go, best girl, go. You know they say when you love something, then you wanna let it go.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. My hair looks like shit, but it's okay. Yeah, baby. I'll play a song. Oh, a song is playing right now. What song's playing right now? Oh. So, okay, here's what I'm thinking would be really cool. Let's see if I can pull it up. Oh, also, while I'm looking for this file, I'll let you know that I'm gonna try to upload shorts. I know I have uploaded shorts in the past, but I've never like tried really. You might have seen this on my TikTok if y'all know I have a TikTok. I don't promote my TikTok, you know, because but like okay, here, I found it. So this is what I'm gonna try to do. So like, here's what I'm thinking would be kind of cool. What if I like render this piece kind of like I rendered this pieces, like this sort of like fast and like insubstantial sort of style where it's like you can know what you're looking at, but like it's nothing is really quite there, you know? I think that'd be kind of cool. But that also mean that I have to cancel whatever it is that I did to this well-rendered thigh. So I think the first thing we have to do is switch brushes. That way I'm not really allowed to make anything look too nice. Because that brush was really soft. It's my favorite brush, but it's so soft that like everything... I used that brush for this. But I think the reason why this works and this doesn't really is because like this I did it really in like big chunks, and then I would switch brushes in the middle and like continue that. This one is very small. I was very obsessive over this corner of the piece, and you can tell by how nice it looks. It looks a bit too nice to me, and I don't know if I'm a fan. Like it looks nice, but like it's not really what I intended to happen. I don't think that's just in my plan. I want it to be more like I drew these of hang on, let me pull it up. I have so many references of my own art. Where is it? What did I save this as? It was like New Year's or something like that. I don't remember. Sort by date modified. Brand new core memories. Here we go. Like this. This is like a drawing I drew of like me and my friends sleeping. And like I obviously couldn't take pictures of this, but I remember how it felt. And this is sort of the best I could do. Like with capturing how it felt, and I couldn't really get too many details in. And I kind of want to do that too, just to kind of make it feel like this too. This is really pretty. This is like the most detailed memory that I have of that night. This one is kind of the vaguest one. I don't know, like should I stick to this like weird style where it's like nothing's really... I like the way I drew this. Maybe I'll stick to this style. Yeah. We can make it work. I've been drawing my friends a lot. Maybe also I should start introducing new colors. No? It's so soft and I can't let it go. But Nayaka, you need to learn to be so not sentimental. Delete your art, stop looking at it. Okay, is this the brush? No. Where's pixel stains? Here we go. This is the one. I think I like this. I think I'll like do this sort of thing where like you kind of let your imagination fill in the blanks. Kind of like how I play The Sims. Wow, it's also full circle. Oh, my like screen recording has been running that entire time. Fun. So there's gonna be like a weird ass pause when I peed. That's fine, I can edit it out. Oh my god, I can't believe I never brought this up. I did the new Drawfee video, didn't I? I forgot about that. Oh, girl. Yeah, doing that in the middle of college was wild. I never had to like go to school in the middle of working before. So that was wild. And I was kind of surprised that they still want to work with me. That's like my insecure brain talking. Yeah, right? That feels so long ago now. So how was that? I hope I like improved in editing in that video. I tried to include more of like Rebecca Roney and like Deep Blue Winks and Nathan Long's episode because it was a really big moment for me when like they brought like obvious like fans, like people who we know because they're fans of the show, like on the show. Like that was crazy to me. That was huge for me. I don't know if I count, but like it was still crazy for me, okay? Doing a little editing yourself right now. Ah! Yeah, have fun. I love your edits. They're so like crazy. Crazy with a K. Have you also? Yeah, you were the one who told me about that video. You probably know about that. It's that one. I still think about that one like. That one video that like what was it? It's like Karina's teacher, like reviewing her art and being like, "This is crazy Karina, crazy with a K because her name is Karina." Like, I don't know why I think about that so much. I think about like something like sometimes I be chilling. Sometimes I just be chilling and like walking around the house and I think about, "Hey Karina, what kind of markers do you use?" All types of markers. Oh, all types, wonderful. Like that just like that right? Crazy Karina is the more swag Monica I've ever had. True. I don't know why this makes me laugh so much. It just makes me like, it's such a wholesome video. It's such a supportive like teacher just like going through a student's art. It's really nice. But Karina, what kind of markers do you use? All kinds. Wonderful. She's so real for that. I love that. God. Such an inspiration. I love her. Okay. What did I say? Yeah. Alright, it's getting to that part of the stream where I need to take a break from talking. These are hair ties, by the way. You can definitely tell. It's the ones I wore during that Poppy Playtime stream. Thank you. I feel so blessed. Is this a common thing? Like, do y'all also just sneeze in the morning randomly? Even though you're not sick, you just sneeze in the morning? I've always had that, and my parents always think I'm sick. I don't think I am, though. Maybe I am. Am I sick? I don't think I don't feel sick. I just feel cold and I need to sneeze like all the time. Swag. You sneeze all the time? Yeah. Shout out to all the sneezers out there. Ah, Spotify ad. I'm gonna... The second semester is starting soon. Not really soon, but we have a pretty long holiday, which is nice. I'm gonna try to use that time to work on videos, I think. But I also know that next semester we're gonna work on animations, which is like, fuck. Group. That's gonna be such a big group project that I'm not looking forward to, but I am looking forward to because that's literally what I came to school to do. Animation is something you can do alone. It's just something you can do alone for a really long time, but like group projects, girl, I have to learn how to communicate? No. I think, what if I just stayed silent? What if I took a vow of silence for the rest of my life? What you gonna do about that? Something, probably. I wish I didn't have such a limited lung capacity. Coughing all the time is something I do too. Like I just be so happy they just start coughing like that. Like, why is my body like this? You know, why was I built that way? I think it's just because I'm God's favorite princess. What is this line? This diagonal line? What is that? I'm trying to be better at social media. What are my years? Oh my god, girl, I'm learning how to drive. And like, driving is not as hard as I thought it was. Like, turns out all you gotta do is just, all I had to do was just pick a day when I'm like not nervous. Actually, they learned how to drive. Well, I haven't done anything too complicated yet, not with the car. But so far, what's worked for me is that simply working up to feeling numb, that like on the day that you actually get on the like vehicle, you don't feel so terrified. This doesn't look like Kylie. They are too skinny to be Kylie. Ugh. This is the only water I have left. I didn't prepare water before this stream because I'm quirky and crazy. Need to get into practice with driving. I haven't done it in like a year. I wanna get better at driving because I feel bad how often I go to school that I need to get my like family to drive for me. And it's like my entire class, they all can drive except for me. So I'm trying to do. In Indonesia though, motorcycles are more of a thing. So I'm gonna try to do motorcycle at least. And it's easy. Motorcycle's easier than I thought. I shouldn't punish myself for having bodily functions. Oh my god. Thank you. Thank
I heard you didn't have enough water.
That's my sister. Thank you. Oh god. I started writing music recently. You know, music that isn't about piss or shit. But music that is actually shit. Just shit. As a descriptor. I don't know. I like writing. I'm not as good with music though. But it's fun. It's like you get to kind of express yourself in a really vague way, and that's what I kind of enjoy about music. I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, I probably did, that I wrote a song about Daisy's death because it affected me so much. I wrote it from the perspective of Kylie, the wife. Oh my god, can I show you that picture of Kylie that I took of them playing the guitar really sadly as a ghost? Wait, hang on. Get in on this. Hang on. I'm looking for it. Oh, it's so hard to find. Here it is. Like, this upsets me, and the song I wrote was basically sort of like this screenshot, like personified. Yeah, and that was Daisy's guitar too. Like, I brought it all the way from the other save file. It's like, well, it's just like the black basic guitar, but like it's like I always associated that guitar with Daisy, so like in my mind that's her guitar. It made me so upset to find Kylie playing it and then crying. like they played it for a little bit, they put it down, and then they zip into bed and cried. It's so sad. Can I share another upsetting detail about Kylie's death? It's that so Daisy's urn, so when Sims die, they they dematerialize, and then like in their place pops up is this like weird like yellow urn. So like when Daisy and Kylie died, like I wasn't there, like I was playing with a different Sim. But then when I like, oh, wait, hang on, where are they? I was like, where are they in like the family portrait? So like I like zip back to their house, I like search for them, and and then I found Daisy's urn by her bed, which tells me that she died in her sleep. Okay. Kylie's urn though was found by the sink, which tells me that like, so when a Sim is feeling any sort of strong emotion like embarrassment or anger or sadness, their code will tell them to go to like the nearest sink. Hi Toucan! We're talking about my Sims right now. My Sims deaths. But yeah, Kylie's urn I found like by the sink, because like when Sims feel I'm telling the story again, when Sims feel any sort of like strong negative emotion, their code tells them to go to the nearest sink, wash their face, and then like talk to the mirror, like calm themselves down, right? And the fact that like Kylie's like urn was like next to the sink, like not even next to the sink, like it's like this is the sink and their urn was like over here, which means that like they were walking over to the sink trying to cry and like wash their face, but like they couldn't make it and just passed out on the ground. That made me sadder. Like, why did you die like that? Bro died. Bro died loving their wife. I miss her so much. But yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just dramatic. But yeah, that poor person. I'm laughing because it hurts. But no, so like in The Sims, you get the option to either like release a spirit after. Good lord, you're gonna make me cry. No. But yeah, I did cry when Daisy died. I was like, I'm not okay. I'm not gonna be okay. And I just like found myself rambling about her as if I'm like delivering a eulogy or something. Hang on, let me make this person chubbier. This doesn't look like my Kylie. Like, I need to fatten them up real quick. Hang on. Okay, anyways, so but yeah, so in The Sims you get the option, after they've died, you get the option to like release them into the netherworld, which means like they've, you know, passed away. They're never gonna like return to Earth ever again. But like you also have the option to strengthen their energy to this world. Daisy I released because if you ever seen that like TikTok trend that was like, this is her first life, this is her last life sort of thing, which means that like, you know, like one of them's an older soul than the other one. I feel like Daisy's the older soul between the two of them, so I kind of like let her die proper, because like that lady doesn't need to live any more than she had to, you know what I mean? Like I'll miss her a lot, sure, but like she's tired, you know, let's leave her alone, you know. Kylie on the other hand, like I feel like even after their deaths, they still have a lot of growing up to do. So I kind of let them hang around the house. They haunt us sometimes, but more than haunting, what they do is like I said, play that guitar, cry. But ever since their children had children, you know, I let them visit their kids and I let them play. And it's kind of creepy, I guess, in a way, to have like a toddler. This sounds like such an existential playthrough of The Sims. Girl, it's because it's me. It's because I'm playing, okay? Give The Sims to anyone else, they probably wouldn't be this dramatic. But like, it's because it's me. And this is how I do things. This is how I run my ship. Sorry, hang on. I'm like turning off my screen recorder real quick just to reset. We had a whole crisis a bit ago. We did, didn't we? Oh my god, Toucan. So like you weren't here for this, but I was talking about how like I really didn't want my Sims to get old. Daisy and Kylie were like my first two Sims, and they were like my sort of like experimental Sims in a way. I really created them just to play with like a Daisy. I created to play with like a pretty girl, and then like Kylie, I was like, I wonder if you can make trans Sims, and turns out you can. And that made me really happy. But like, yeah, with Kylie, I was like, with Daisy, I keep getting them mixed up. With Daisy, I was like, oh no, she's not pretty anymore, which is like a messed up thing to say. But like, you know, I remember that like on her birthday, she started like gaining wrinkles on her face, and that made me like really sad. And I just tried to age her back. And then like, I accidentally made her blow out candles on the birthday cake twice, and then made me like, oh, she's old. So I was like, and then I frantically Googled how to age back a Sim, and they were like, yes, you can. You just need to like open up the cheats tab, and you're like, oh, say, okay. So this is undoable. So like, she had like a couple close calls in her life. That was sort of, she had a couple close calls. But like, I would constantly like age her back because I wasn't ready to let go of Daisy. And sort of, I guess because I kept doing this, like my entire neighborhood that was supposed to age and die alongside Daisy and Kylie ended up like outliving all of them. Like, I didn't realize this until like later when I started playing The Sims, you know, like properly and like with a linear timeline. But like, I was like, oh my god, like these two actually like outlived the entire country. Like, it's gotten to a point where like everyone in that town was just like randomized randos, and like no longer did we have like Eliza and Bob Pancakes or like Travis Scott. That there was a Travis Scott, a white man named Travis Scott in The Sims, and there's like Summer Holiday, all dead, all of them. All the Calientes, they're gone. Like the Goth family, gone. But like, not Daisy and Kylie. No, I just wasn't ready to see them go, you know? Until eventually I was, and now they're gone. What did you do to these two? I just constantly turned off aging. So yeah, I just vampired both of them. This is like a little glimpse into my mind. Oh yeah, this is definitely better than what I did at the top. Sort of like this like choppier art style. That's a lot prettier. I know I said I promised that I would be a lot happier in the stream. I am. I'm happy to be talking about my Sims. It's just that unfortunately they live such a tragic life. They lived through the deaths of everyone around them. They sure did, yeah. Like, I would age people in the game so inconsistently that, like, situations would happen where, like, my Sims' child's boyfriend would be, like, older than his mom. Because, like, I just, like, oh, wait, hang on, wait, I left this one a child. Hang on, let me fix that. You know, like it was a lot of just, like, me going, like, hang on, let me fix that. And then, like, in the process of fixing things, I just kind of broke the game. But it was still playable, so I just kept going. I'm so happy I caught the stream. Is so good. Thank you. And I'm happy that I'm streaming today. I hope I get to do it more often. Especially now that I'm feeling better. Especially since I feel like I mentioned this, didn't I? That like next semester I've been told that we're gonna jump straight into animation. And we're gonna jump straight into doing an animation for the entirety of the semester. I still don't know who I'm gonna be teamed up with, but I have an idea, and oh my god, I haven't animated in years. This is gonna be hard. But yeah, so I don't know if I'll be able to stream by the time the semester 2 rolls around, so I'm gonna try to squeeze in all my streamer juice right here. I mean, semester two's not even coming like anytime super soon, so I'll have a little bit of time, I guess. But girl, you know, yeah, we'll see. We don't know what the future holds. No, the door. I think I fear the presence fading slowly. Satellites, they have to know my role that you're the stars. I'm happy to get to do at least one stream before school gets busy. You're literally my favorite streamer. Stop! You're so nice! Be quiet! No, I'm kidding. I don't know how to accept compliments. Thank you. Thank you. All I did today was just talk about my Sims. I like you. Have a cupcake. Some streams, Nayaka will jump around topics like it's the fucking... like everything everywhere all at once, and sometimes she will just stick to one topic and talk about it for an hour straight. Example, this stream and the Hotel Del Luna stream. Insane, right? We can all agree with that. Can I talk about something else? Can I talk about Daisy again real quick? Because girl, I've had these two Sims for the better part of the year and nobody was experiencing them with me. Like I have to let all of this out in one go. It's like a really big P that I've been holding in for a year. Well, I say no one has been living this with me. The only, like I said, my closest friends, they always hear about my Sims as if it's literally my fucking children. I'm like, little Macy's learning how to walk. Hearing about your Sims is like listening to a god be sad over their creation. Shut the fuck up. Yes, it is. It's literally like that. Like, I'm literally God. Let me shade this girl's titties real quick. Hang on. God. Alright. So, like, Daisy used to be an astronaut. Well, not astronaut, but she built rockets. That's sort of the job that sort of came, like, randomized with her. I think, you know what? Actually, I think Daisy was, like, an edit of, like, a randomized sim. I was like, this one's really ugly. Let me fix it. Like, so, like, and then I ended up playing with that sim for, like, a little longer. So, like, she was someone who worked at, like, the Sims version of SpaceX, Space Y. But her aspiration was joke star, which means that she wants to be like a performer. She wants to be a comedian, actually. So in my personal lore sort of thing, Daisy is like one of those kids who's always been sort of like a little bit of a gay theater kid, but I guess she's a lesbian, so like lesbian theater kid. Though that's a thing, right? But as sort of she grew up, she kind of picked up the responsibility of like, oh, I need to raise my brother real quick. So like she forced herself to become a STEM girly and just pick the highest paying job possible. And at the time it was building rockets, and she was like, fine, yeah, this sounds okay. I'll do math Taraji P. I'll do math for NASA Taraji P. Henson style. Like, so she was like an astronomer or like whatever. I keep saying she builds rockets. I don't actually know what her job was, but she was like, she worked for NASA or something. So, but she wanted to be a star. So like, I wrote this like one song about her, and like a big theme throughout the song is that like it's just like satellites and stars, because that's like what I associate her with. And not to mention that she somehow developed a fear of the dark. Like, this is just something Sims game. They just like be afraid of random things. They just be afraid of like like being cheated on. They be afraid of, that was normal. Be afraid of ghosts. Be afraid of losing their job. They be afraid of the dark. The dark one is really random. And like the last time I saw Daisy, she was afraid of the dark. And like something about that gave me this image of like a woman, kind of like, have you ever seen like the Shelter music video, and how it's like this wonderful animation, and then it ends on like a girl in space just floating in like a little bubble, and that's sort of what I pictured. You're afraid of the dark for no reason as well. That's fair. But this chick was afraid of like 4 p.m. Like, why? She's like, 4 p.m. Like, girl, calm down, it's fine. The sun is still out. You have no reason to be acting this way. I don't know, but yeah. I love these guys. I'll talk about something else. I started, I don't know if I'll ever be as attached to other Sims as I was to Daisy and Kylie. You're going to develop a fear of 4 p.m. just for fun. Go for it. That'll be so like helpful. You know what? Actually, I kind of felt this sort of similar way about well, no. The precursor to Daisy and Kylie was my older OCs, Mavis and Rosie, if you remember them. They were like the first Sims I ever drew on my Twitter, if you ever seen that fan art. They're also this like couple with like 3 children, and then like all the children were named after the Ninja Turtles, I think, and they had this ugly ass U-shaped house. No, they had 2 children and adopted one. Okay. Yeah, that's what happened. Get afraid of 237 just to be silly. Every day I will be afraid of a new time. This is random, but when I set alarms, it's rarely ever for like an exact time. It's always something like, oh, hang on, I think I need to like sweep the floor later. Let me set up a reminder so I remember. And it would be like 5:34, like it's just like this ugly ass number. And I used to have like an alarm that was like for it's 5:34. Yeah, 5:34 or like something crazy like that. And like I don't remember why I have that like 5:34 reminder, but like it made me laugh so much that I recorded like a specific alarm just to remind myself that it is indeed 5:34. Something I'll gain a fear of every time and always be scared. That's me. I'm so afraid of time. I'm so attached to time. Where's my it's 7:54 thing? Hang on, let me find it.
It's 17:34. Attention, please, everyone. It's 17:34. Wake up from that nap. Get off the toilet. It's 17:34. The most important time of the day.
Yep. Yup. It's 17:34, the most important time of the day. Get off your ass. But it has since been deleted off my phone, that alarm, because my mother got annoyed. She just like, you know what, I had enough. Delete. She's so real for that though. Ass. Where's her arm? But yeah. I need to pee again. Be back. Hello. Your Nayaka has some business to attend to, so she left me a pre-recorded Nayaka to entertain you while she's gone. And since I know how much you all love the way that Nayaka reads, I will be reading to you the entirety of Moby Dick. I stuffed a shirt or two into my old carpet bag, tucked it under my arm, and started for Cape Horn and the Pacific. Quitting the good city of Old Manhattan, I duly arrived in New Bedford. It was a Saturday night in December. Much was I disappointed upon learning that the little packet for Nantucket had already sailed, and that no way of reaching that place would offer till the following Monday. As most young candidates for the pains and penalties of whaling stop at the same New Bedford, thence to embark on their voyage, it may as well be related that I, for once, had no idea of doing so. What? For my mind was made up to sail in no other than a Nantucket craft, because there was a fine, boisterous something about everything connected with that famous old island, which amazingly pleased me. Besides, though, New Bedford has of late been gradually monopolizing the business of whaling, and though in this matter poor old Nantucket is now much behind her, yet Nantucket was her great original, the tar of this Carthage. Toucan says everyone should have a 1734 alarm. It will advance society to unseen heights. I agree. And then Destiny says, it's truly the most important time of most important time of all time. I can read. And then Toucan says, I just realized I never actually read Moby Dick. I've only heard this recording of it. Honestly, neither have I. I've never read Moby Dick either. I've only read that so I could record it. And like the thing with me is that like I will read something but I don't realize what I'm reading. I think one time it's between like an audio processing disorder or just straight up dyslexia. I'm not sure. I remember one time in the middle of class, I like struggled to read something, so I took a "Am I dyslexic?" quiz like in the middle of class. And I couldn't see the results because it's one of those like paid quizzes. I didn't realize, so I guess we'll never find out if I am or not. But yeah, when I read stuff, I don't realize what I'm reading, and that's sort of like what happened with the Moby Dick one. I was just like, I think this is how that word should sound, so I just kept reading. I kind of stopped reading after they described, after this one paragraph that I was like, oh, wait, I can't say that on YouTube, so I like stopped reading. So when I say I'm reading the entirety of Moby Dick, I'm really just reading the first chapter. What is playing right now? Lavender Town. Oh, like the hey guys, it's Lavender Town. How's Lavender Town doing? I think she's still doing videos, right? Cool. I haven't watched Lavender Town in a while. But I learned quite a bit from watching her about I don't know. I really liked why? Again, Mayaka, don't punish yourself for having bodily functions. Don't punish yourself for having bodily functions. These are my self-affirmations. What the fuck? My paniti. Yeah, let me take it out. Hang on. This is a hazard. This safety pin. I'll take it out. Okay. Whatever. I remember really liking their comic, Unfamiliar. It's really cute. I really liked those two, what was that, gay spider and like the bunny one? I don't remember much about them. What was their names, like Sunny and like the other one? I don't remember their names. And you know what's funny, actually? I don't know if y'all do this too, but English isn't my first language, but I speak in English so much that like my most complex thoughts are in English. And then because I do a lot of writing for YouTube, when I do like my YouTube scripts, I just have the most practice writing and expressing my feelings in English. So whenever I have to do like papers for school, I write them in English first and then hit Google Translate. And then if it starts to sound weird, I just have my mom proofread it and she says this is grammatically incorrect and be like, oh, okay. And then I fix it. And which sucks that I kind of have to translate everything because like you kind of lose that like poetic flair that like some of my writing has in English. I don't know. I wouldn't call it poetic, but it's like, it's more, you know, it has more emotion, I guess. This hand, it's fucking me. And this hand is fucking me right now. Jesus. Okay, I'll leave it like that. I like like this Kylie. This kind of looks like a really Tintinified Kylie. Oh, you know what? I think I've drawn Kylie a lot recently. I think I can show you like how I draw them. Hang on. Oh wait, I should not show the front cover because it tells you what school I go to. Wait. English is my first language, but I do the same thing but opposite, where my most complex thoughts are in a different language. Interesting. What's your second language? If you're okay with sharing. Look. This is me trying to draw my Sims from memory. I think I want to try to draw like them. I've drawn them before. I am drawing them right now, but I want to know how to cartoonify them. But I want to try drawing them like in canon. Like the way that I draw Daisy is always like her eyes are second language Italian, fun. But yeah, like Daisy's eyes are always like very far apart because in the game I remember that to make her face I like dragged her eye to the furthest it could go. Meanwhile Kylie's eyes are just sort of like super half-lidded for no reason because I gave them this like crazy eyeshadow. Whatever. You want to start learning sign language? I also love your same banner. Sign language sounds dope. Like, I should get into it. I haven't, but I should. It's just one of those languages that I feel like I should learn, but I haven't had like the need, I guess, to learn it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try. Ooh. Eee, colors. Eee. Oh, I almost restarted my screen recording. Oh, by the way, if you hear me say something about screen recording, friendly reminder that I'm streaming this, yes, but I'm also gonna use this footage later for my speed paint that this video is gonna be a part of. So yeah. Let me fix this pat leg right here with the color that I used on the really good thigh. Yeah. Ooh, that's a pretty color. Is Italian hard to learn? What are like the main differences between like Italian and English that like surprised you? I don't know if that's easy to talk about though, if you're like born speaking a second language, you can't really describe really, right? Because like I speak both Indonesian and English since I was in childhood, so like I never really had that like cognitive like cognitive analysis on like both languages. I was just like, it says this because it makes sense. Italian has so much like conjugations, which is hard to learn because English is so straightforward. Hold on, let me look at what a conjugation is. Conjugation. Oh, oh. Linguistic conjugation. Kata kerja turunan deh, what? I don't even know what these are. El presente. Oh, is this Spanish? Interesting. Okay. Yeah. You know, I never thought of English as straightforward. what English doesn't have is like, no, it has it. English, I feel like it's such a flexible language with just how many cultures speak that language. Like, you're always surprised at how quickly it changes over time. Like, Indonesian changes too, sure. Like, there is like formal Indonesian and informal Indonesian, and there's like this brand new like sort of like TikTok influenced Indonesian. But like, I feel like English is so diverse. Even within English itself, there's so many different like slangs and like dialects that you'll find with different like ethnic groups or like different neighborhoods. They'll all speak differently, and it's so interesting to me. In Indonesia, it's just like it's just an entirely different language, you know, like this area speaks this language, this area speaks this language. But English is like, it's still the same language, you're just speaking it so differently, you know? And I don't know if it counts as like a dialect. It's more just like an accent, you know? Which is fun. Yeah, English has so little structure that it can just change at any time, literally. Like, it's a very liquid language in a way. Even the spellings of everything like change. Like, well, with Indonesian, I guess, like, because there's so many different cultures as well, like, things are just spelled differently. Like, different areas call things different things, but I guess that's normal. That's like to be expected from a language. Is this good? Is this coloring good? I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, it looks nice from far away. Also, like, do you like my long-ass 21:9 canvas? I don't even know this is 21:9. It's like some insane number. What is it? 9:25. Jesus. I swear I didn't mean for it to be this long. That's just sort of how it came to be. I don't even know how to showcase this in the video. I don't even know how to show this at all. Like, how am I supposed to post this on Instagram? In chunks? I don't know. I'll see. You know, I didn't think about posting this, even though like the sole reason why I drew this was to post it. So I guess we'll find out eventually. I love the colors you used in this piece. It has such a nice feel to it. Thank you so much. I love colors. I've been using colors especially a lot since getting into college. Like, being surrounded by other artists makes you realize what is distinct about your style, and that sort of in my case, that made me like exaggerate it a lot more. Since getting, like, some of my friends, they're like, their things that they always use red and gray, or like their things that they always use this one brush, or like they always draw in this style, or like whatever. Something I realized about my style is that like I'm very fast, impatient, and I use way too many brushes and different colors all the time, and everything kind of looks kind of pearlescent, opalescent in a way because of how many colors that I use like all the time. So like that's sort of what I began exaggerating more in my style, because I was like, oh yeah, this kind of makes me stand out a little bit. That's fun. So like I like try to make it more fun. Nice. It's the song where Jin's girlfriend died. Fun. This is a BTS song that's playing right now. It has a really sad music video. Jin's story makes me so upset. I think this is the song. I don't know. I might be misremembering, but I'm remembering the music video. I get what you mean, because I've seen other people's processes make things stand out about yourself. Yeah, because you start to realize like, oh my god, you have different habits. This happened too, I guess, when I was like falling asleep with my friends, right? I was like, y'all sleep differently. How are y'all sleeping on your back, like completely straight like this? I can't do that. That's not comfortable to me. I have to sleep to one side. And I need to hug something. That's like my thing. And I'm so like, I move so much in my sleep. And like it's so fascinating to see like the poses people like wake up in, and like one of my friends sleeps like this. Why? Why does she sleep like that? Your cousin's place. Yeah. I don't know. I like the green from before. This looks nicer. I'll leave it like that. Curled up like a cat. That's so cute. You know what's crazy? You know, I don't invite my friends to my house very often. I probably talked about this in my previous stream where I talked about inviting my friends to my house. But like, it's so weird to see people you're so used to seeing in one area suddenly in a different area. I'm not used to that. I'm not someone who always had friends. So it's like crazy to be like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you like in my room? That's so weird. I'm not mad. I'm just like fascinated at the fact that you exist and like are not figments of my imagination. Is this just a sign that I don't know. I guess I live life very dissociatively. I live it in like third person sometimes, but it's like whatever. I've been living that way, and I don't know. It's not really that big of a deal. But like, it's like sometimes like I just snap back into like consciousness, and I'm like, what are you doing here? I remember the morning I like woke up on New Year's because, you know, I was sleeping with my friends. That sounds weird, but I know I was sleeping with them, and then I woke up and I saw a different face. I was like, and I saw like a face in front of me. I was like, and then that woke her up. She's like, what? And I was like, and I couldn't explain like why, because I didn't even realize I had gasped that loudly. I just woke up like that. I just like woke up terrified, and I didn't mean to. And then eventually I would just like calm down. I was like, oh, it's just them. That's so weird. Why are you in my house? Not like in a get out kind of way, but just saying like a, you know, that's fun. You know, this is peaceful. You know, it's funny. I have to curl into ball hugging something. I can't understand how anyone else can sleep any other way. Exactly. Like, you know what's funny? Because I hug something so much, you'd think that like I would enjoy being cuddled. But like the only way that I enjoy being cuddled is when I'm awake. When I'm asleep, I'm like, get out of here! Get out of here! Let me hug something that's dead and non-living. This is what I need. It's good for my psyche. It's suffocating, man. I don't know. It could also have been that like it wasn't very cold that day, so I didn't really. It's kind of hot here, where I live, right? So it would be sweaty. You don't really want to cuddle people when it's sweaty, because then you just kind of sweat together and it's like gross. One day I will stop falling. Have you seen the new CJ the X video about Folger Cest? Compelling. No, it really was. It was. I'm surprised at how well written the fanfiction they read was. It was insane. Oh, is that thing about things and happening for a reason? God! I want to write like that. I want to be able to write about something as stupid as the Folger Cest commercial that well. Neither of the words you said were were in the Bible, and it doesn't need to be, and it doesn't need to be for it to be my truth. What? Y'all know what the Folger Says commercial, right? It's like, it's the one where it's like it's brother and sister, but the way that the actors acted in it made it look a little bit more, maybe a bit more sexual than they intended. And then like that became like a meme sort of for like a couple years or whatever. Yeah? Yeah. So like apparently someone wrote a fan fiction about that commercial about the brother and the sister, and it was surprisingly well written. Like the way that like they wrote emotions, I found it to be inspiring. Like regardless of like the subject matter, I was just surprised that like, oh yeah, you can write like that, can you? Like oh yeah, that is another way you can express that feeling. Like, damn, like writing is not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's kind of wordy and hard to read. But yeah, suppress that memory, dude. Yeah, like it's crazy. You forgot that it existed until now. Well, congratulations, now you remember. Okay. But yeah, CJDX did a video about that commercial, and it's like been living in my mind rent free ever since. You know, for a series called Playlist of Color Palettes, I sure don't stick to the colors that I set out to stick to. The only Playlist of Color Palettes episode where I solely used that one color that I meant to use is the first one, the pink episode. When even then I used blue a lot, and that you just can barely tell because it's so dominantly pink. I guess in this one is like yellow and orange and purple. A friend of mine pointed out that like the colors I use here was not gold like I thought it was, but it's amber, which kind of makes it a lot more unintentionally symbolic, I guess, because amber, you know, kind of like in Jurassic Park, they're like the little like dead things are trapped in amber, and that's sort of, these are my little dead things trapped in amber. Also, I've been streaming for 2 hours, but I don't really feel like wrapping up yet, which is the first. I'm usually tired by this point, but I'm feeling quite happy today. Even though I like ran out of things to talk about. Her titties are much bigger than this in the game. Are you kidding yourself? Like, make them bigger. Oh my god. Okay. Ugh. The human body. Okay. What is playing right now? Introducing Stanley from the Stanley Parable. Fire. I'm excited for the next semester. I don't even know what we're gonna learn yet. I'm not very good at school. But I enjoy it. Should I give her the eyeliner that I always draw her in? Where it's like, or it's not too dramatic. God, I wish you can zoom in and rotate mode. I don't know. I lost it. Ass. Where is she? Okay, wait. I'm warmer. That's feet. Okay. Ah, here we are. Where's her face? Oh, wrong one. I'm starting back college in the fall and I'm excited but like scared too. Yeah, right? It's kind of time. I think about time so much. I think I need to remove her mouth because I need to make it look like, I don't want her expressions to be like readily readable, you know? And then I think I want to use this shade of pink. I'll multiply. Yay! 153rd layer! I remember my friend walking past my computer like, wow, 50 layers, that's crazy. And I was like, this was marked from 150. Like, I usually draw with so many layers, and I don't know why, but I think it's because, like, I keep using, like, layer effects, and I'm afraid that, like, if I merge, it'll, like, remove the layer effect, because that's typically what happens, and there's no turning back sometimes with the way that I draw. It's just so chaotic and disorderly that you can't instill order in the way that I draw, and it's not really the best method. I'm not in college, but everyone I know is, which is weird because I've erased the concept of school from my mind. Yeah. I don't know if I can say I can relate to that, but I was homeschooled. And you know, for a while I was just like watching my friends like experience school from the sidelines when all I ever had to do was like sit down and do IXL, you know? So it's like, whenever people talk about school now, like in college, when they're like, hey, remember when back in high school we would do this? I would be like, I stayed home and animated. I sometimes I joke that I'm just like, I'm a grade school graduate who jumped straight to university, because that, like, even though legally I went through high school, like I had to take all these like high school level tests, I mean, to like get into college, but like the last education I got really was like the last like proper education I got was in grade school, and like the last like real school experience I experienced was in grade school. So my like sort of scope and understanding of school is very dated, I guess, you know, where I just like remember when the teachers used to write about us to our parents and about our behavior, just so that they know how we are doing in school. They don't do that anymore, don't they? Do they do that in college? I guess they kind of do that in high school based off movies. I don't have reference. Does that look like a boob to you? Oh god. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, okay. God, why do I need to pee again? This is so terrible. It's probably because I've been drinking at like a rapid rate. Can't help it, man. Like, my throat is so fucking dry. Okay, how about this? Just before I need to pee again, I'll just end the stream. I'll put the stream out of its misery and come back later. You know, hey, before I go though, I want to ask, like, how do y'all feel about me not streaming on a Sunday? My teachers never spoke to my parents, but that's really popular in movies. Huh, interesting. Yeah, see, like, I don't know that. I don't know how high school is in Indonesia either. Like, I don't know. And sometimes that makes me feel like I'm watching from the sidelines, but that's not really how it, I don't know, like, there's no rule to life. If there was rules to life, then it wouldn't be life, wouldn't it? The existential sim stream. Interesting. So I'm thinking about like streaming irregularly, like maybe on like a Sunday, not a Sunday, but like maybe on like a Friday or like a Wednesday, and just like stream on like a different day. Maybe I should give that a try again, like do like these like sort of like not guerrilla streams, but like, you know, unscheduled. I'll let you know, I guess, when I do stream again. You know, I'll just try to stream when I'm feeling like, you know what, I'm kind of happy today. I'll try, you know. Maybe I'll give that a go. We'll see how it runs. I need to get to partner anyway, right? Like, I haven't actively tried to get to partner anyway. Is this... Should it be shaded? We'll find out. That would be fun? Yeah, I think so too. Ah, my screen recording's lagging out. Okay. Okay. But I guess this is about how much I got done so far. Let's do like a little rundown. So, you have this to look forward to at some time in the far future on the Ottororin channel. You'll get to see when this is done. But for now, thank you so much for keeping me company while I draw this daunting 9x25 piece. Woo! Thank you so much for coming to the stream. I greatly appreciate it. This is a really I can't wait to see how you post this piece because it'll be like 7 feet long. It's like safe for work, Sasuke. But yeah, thank you so much for showing up. This is a great feeling to come back to, so I'm excited to stream again if I do have the social battery to get back streaming again. But yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you next time, be that on my main channel or back here. We'll see. Sorry about being so uncertain and inconsistent, but I really like making content, so it's a joy to see y'all. Really fun stream. I loved all the existential crises. You're welcome. It made my night. It was so fun. Yeah, I'm excited to like clip this and like make it a VOD and stuff. Yay! All right. See you next time. Bye bye.